So just one more time, we look at this one, that's our bias. So now we ask, at what point during the day is the next time frame going in this direction? And that happens right here, literally. The 15 starts going down right here. Look, 15 MACD is now going down. Okay? It hasn't crossed into the red yet, but it's now going down. So then we look to our fives. Our fives going down. Okay, yes they are. They're aligned here. This is the alignment of the momentum. And then you go to the execution time frame, 1 minute, 2 minute, whatever you want to do. And you look, are we going down? Do we have a volume confluence? Yes, 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 yes. So here's where you enter a position, right here. And here's your profit. March 5th, 2026. Let's go over the market and talk about what happened today. In NASDAQ, we had the market in general, another stalling day, but we did have another green day. And it started off as a red day, and then we recovered, and we barely made it a green day. So as you can see from the momentum is stalling. This is a true consolidation, and you can see it visually when you just look at the chart. Here's the daily chart of the NASDAQ. You can see it very clearly. This is a consolidation. So we're still waiting in limbo, and it's basically a true 50-50 bias every single day from this point on until we see a break of these levels here or this level here, until we see nice, new higher highs or lower lows, standard. And then it's really serious when we start to see confirmation in the momentum. Because notice, what is the volume telling you? The volume is telling you something very, very clear. This is a clear message. But why isn't the momentum matching what the volume is telling us? It means there's a lot of sell orders. There's a lot of tug of war going on. The sellers have a lot of power right now. A lot of repositioning. And it makes sense because there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And when uncertainty goes up, we get some stalling and some strange consolidations. And then when the uncertainty goes down, we get clear moves. So I took a few trades today. I took 4 trades, and the first 2 were losses, unfortunately. So this thing where I'm watching setups occur and I'm not taking them, and then when I do take one, it ends up being a loss. I can only smile at it. Can't be upset at it. Let's talk about the first one. So the first one was on a 1 minute chart, 925 on a 1 minute chart. So here was my mistake. I chose this candle because the selling pressure is weakening, and then boom, the momentum flips down. We have a volume confluence, but we're clearly late to the move, clearly. And this is one of my problems that I'm currently working on. So not taking the first opportunity, but taking a second opportunity, and that's not good. That's not what we want. Why was this opportunity the best? Well, our 30-minute is in the red. Our 15-minute is in the process of tapering down big time. Like, not just a little bit. It's not in the green and it's not healthy and strong in the green and sort of tapering down. No. We had 2 candles up, and then we're having a big movement down. Our 5-minute twins, extended hours here, regular hours here, both 5-minute data sets. So the 5-minute momentum, they're both going down. We're having an actual crossover right now, so that's a powerful signal, and both of them are aligned. We've had a lot of selling right here leading up to this point. We just broke through VWAP. Just saying all of the clues that happened. We went up here earlier today and we rejected off of the previous day's high, and it was a strong rejection, very strong. It was looking super bullish. It looked like it was going to be a super green day for the first 45 minutes of the market. But then as soon as it hit previous day's highs, we had that's a strong sell-off there. So at this current point, look at this level here. At this current point right here is where my entry should have been, and that was the ideal first entry timing. Why? The 5 minutes are now flipping red. They're in the process of flipping red. They're going the same direction. They're in sync. We're on the right side of the momentum. We just had a bunch of volume confluences. We're deep in the red. So that was the entry. And I could have entered a little bit later, like for example right here. Look at this line right here. Now we have confirmation on the 5, finishing in the red. We have a true volume confluence here. Still would have won. But no, I chose right here, and that was a loss because this candle's huge. Stop loss is going to be right at the top of the candle. That target was never hit. And I did employ partial stops this time, so I sold around 33%, a third of the position, at 80% of the way to the stop loss, so I saved myself some money. My next trade was right here. I took a short because now I'm expecting the short to continue. I'm expecting downward pressure to continue, and that did happen a little bit later, but right here, my next trade, my mistake was right here. The 5-minute MACD is not expanding in the direction anymore. It's not even holding steady. It's tapering away from the trade. So though I understand why I took it, look, 2x3 volume confluence on the right side of the momentum, I totally understood. I understand why I took this trade, and I would take it again, to be honest with you. But I would reduce size from full size because these histogram bars are not going with the trade. That was the big mistake. 15-minute hasn't even flipped over yet. We want full alignment, and we're going to talk about full alignment after we go over my trades. This was a trade I wanted to take that would have resulted in a huge win. Didn't take it because, I was distracted doing something else with Palantir. And Palantir, the middle, right around that same time, I see Palantir setting up for a really good short position. And I did take this on a 2-minute chart, I believe. Let me double check here. Should be a 2-minute, yeah, 2-minute chart, because we're a little bit into the market now. The closer we get to, the further we get into the market, the less you want to rely on a 1 minute, and the more powerful the 2 and the 3-minute become for execution time frames and for data. 5-minute is deep in the red, has not broken variance yet, so it's holding a level of momentum. We get a volume confluence on the right side of the momentum right here. We're coming up, coming up, coming up. Boom, we tick down with a volume confluence. That's the entry signal. And then the 15-minute is nicely going with the trade. This is an alignment. The 30-minute is in the green. So this is a risky setup. This was a very risky setup. Ended up working out well. Entered at the close of the candle. Stop loss here. That was good. Very good. Never hit the total stop loss either, and it just kept running to hit all the targets. And then my last trade of the day, then we're going to talk about what a full alignment trade is. Last trade of the day was right here. Because what happened? Remember what I said earlier. We come up and we hit previous day's high and we reject. We come up, we hit VWAP. We battle with VWAP, which is the purple line. And we reject. We come up again, get through VWAP, have a heavy selling candle. Look at the size of the candle, which is relative and it means something. Heavy selling candle. And then the selling volume starts piling in. Look at this. See the selling volume piling in? So I'm watching this. Now I wanted to enter here because at this point, the 5-minute was starting to head down, so that's good. But it wasn't crossing over yet. It wasn't in the red. So I don't like to take those trades. But look at the 15 and the 30, okay? The 15 is in the red. The 30 is in the red. So this is a strong alignment. That's why this trade was a beautiful trade right here. So I didn't take this early entry right here. I did not. And instead I took this entry right here. Why? I noticed how we came down. We passed this purple band is previous week's range, high, like basically the open and close range, not the ask and the bid, but just the open and close range of last week. Very tight range. And I noticed that we are fighting with the pre-market low. We come down to pre-market low, fighting with it, and what do you see? A massive, look at the volume spike, okay? It doesn't get more clear than this. Look at the 5-minute data, aligned, perfect, everything's perfect, everything's nice. It's a full alignment trade right here. So that was a good win. So I had a win in Palantir, a win in this trade here, and then I had my first 2 trades were losses. All in all, almost a break-even day, slightly negative. We're going to talk about full alignment now. So what the job of this strategy tells you to do is right when market opens, we're going to go to market open right here where this pink line is. That's how you know that's where we are at this current point in time, right here, market open. You want to wait till everything is aligned, and here's how the logic flows, okay? At this open point, what's the 30 doing? It's in the red, okay? 15 is in the red. This 5 is in the green, so we don't have any alignment. We're not trading. We want to wait till alignment occurs. Let's go forward in time now. Still green. You can see where I'm going with this. We have to find a place where there's alignment. Right here, we get our first alignment. It's a weak alignment, but it is an alignment. Why? Because the 30 is not there yet. Okay, so the 30 is in the red. And yeah, the histogram bar that we're talking about is moving up, so yes, but anyway, the 30 is in the red. 15 is now crossing over, okay? The 15 officially crosses over right around much later. 15 officially crosses over there. That's where it confirms later on. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the first example of an alignment is the 5-minute MACD going up. This 5-minute MACD is now breaking up. So these are now aligning. 15 MACD going up. 30-minute MACD. That current bar is pulling up. When all of these are the same, go in the same direction, that is momentum alignment. Okay? That's what it means. So then you go to the execution time frame. Maybe it's a 1 minute or a 2 minute or a 3 minute, and you wait for the same thing. Look, MACD is now going up. Okay? So that's the entry bar right there. From biggest to small, and when all of these are aligned, as soon as this one begins to align, you take a position. Okay? That's the idea. Now we're going to go to a true alignment, like a clearer example. The 30 is in the red. 30 is basically going down. It's in the red. So why don't we just wait for everything to be expanding in the red direction, which means down? Huh? Why don't we just do that? Let's ask that question. Where is everything expanding in the red negative direction? Let's ask that question, and let's find the answer together, okay? So first, we go to the next time frame, 15. Let's find where the 15 is now expanding in the red. Okay, that's happening right here. Now the 15 is in the red, 30 is in the red. Now we go to the next one. Let's get the 5 minutes to be expanding in the red. Okay, that's right here. They're basically already expanding in the red right now. That's good at this current point in time. So let's see what's happening on our execution time frame. Look. Nope, not going down. None of these are going down. We have one pop right here. And that would have resulted in a loss, and that's all right. We're just looking at what is alignment. So what I'm trying to say is, if you go back a few steps, okay, not right here, but if you go back a few steps at this movement, what do you think that movement is? That movement is the alignment I was talking about earlier. When I was saying, oh, well, I wanted to take a trade here, but I didn't. This, little did I know, because I was trading Palantir. This is the actual alignment right here of the day. This happens once or twice a day. That's the alignment channel. Why am I saying that? Again, the 30 is in the red. The 15 is now crossing over into the red right now, going down. It's all about direction. So we take this as a bias. 30 is in the red, we're assuming we want the MACD bars of everything else to be going down. If it's in the green, we want up. Similar. It's identical. So just one more time. We look at this one, that's our bias. So now we ask, at what point during the day is the next time frame going in this direction? And that happens right here, literally. The 15 starts going down right here. Look, 15 MACD is now going down. Okay? It hasn't crossed into the red yet, but it's now going down. So then we look to our 5s. Our 5's going down. Okay, yes they are. They're aligned here. This is the alignment of the momentum. And then you go to the execution time frame, 1 minute, 2 minute, whatever you want to do. And you look, are we going down? Do we have a volume confluence? Yes, 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 yes. So here's where you enter a position. right here. And here's your profit. It's a short position. So with all that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.